The Amarillo High Sandies return to action in their first round playoff matchup after the chaos of last week. How would they stack up against El Paso, El Dorado?
And the Panhandle Panthers started the playoffs with an interesting matchup against Post. We had plenty of highlights from our two-way schools tonight. All that and much, much more ahead on The Locker.
The Locker Room on Fox 14.
Welcome, everybody, into the Locker Room postseason edition. It's the opening round of the 2025 Texas High School Football Playoffs.
Absolutely, and we had plenty of highlights ready to show tonight. It truly was a full week of action, which includes the Amarillo High Sandies.
It could have been a movie script. Everything
yes.
that Amarillo High went through last week to make it to the playoffs. They defied the odds, and now they are facing El Paso, El Dorado tonight. That's our postseason round one game of the week.
I think part of it's been in a movie script.
No lie. That coin flip in Plainview. El Dorado up 56-49 here, but Jude Donovan, you know what he's been made of all year long. Okay, that right there ties the score up at 56-56 on the kickoff. Tredarius Sanders goes 88 yards here. But that's actually picked off.
Now we're going to get the handoff from El Dorado. El Dorado is going to cruise through the Sandy defense, and the Sandy defense is going to score. I'll tell you this, the shot sheet doesn't match our highlights here, so we're going to see what we got. Jude Donovan, this time, he is going to take the handoff. Jude Donovan into the end zone, and he scores the touchdown. More from this game on the kickoff. El Dorado. See what's going to happen here. This one had basketball scores written all over it. El Dorado goes on to score. Let's break this one down just a little bit real quickly, though. Amarillo High scored to go up 76-70. Just for El Dorado to march down the field and get the eventual game-winning touchdown to beat them 77-76. So after all of that, Amarillo High comes up short in the very first round.
I'm still grappling with this loss. It's not hitting well here over this way. But Max, there was one at Dick Bivens Stadium tonight, your alma mater. How were they looking?
Let's do it. Back home at Dick Bivens Stadium, they were facing El Paso Parkland. Tascosa's first drive of the night. Quarterback Colton Fulton keeps it, takes it 40 yards. He was barely tripped up at the 10. Next play, Fulton hands it off to Tendrick Sargent for a 10-yard rushing touchdown. Rebels lead 7-0. Parkland goes 3 and out. Rebels back on offense. Fulton makes the long pass to Reese Cave, who makes some guys miss, and watch him cut it all the way back to the middle of the field, and he scores. Tascosa in front 14-0. Braden Linneman in at quarterback for Tascosa connects with DeAndre Sanders. He takes it 80 yards to the house for the score. You know what happened with Tascosa tonight. They dominate 84-13.
So last night, Paladero playing host to El Paso Hanks. How about this? Deuce Reese and Trey Reese running out with Jacoby. I love seeing that. I hated that they were dimming the lights so much. Like, give me my shot, more of it, man. PD starts fast. Raymond Johnson, the 5th. He's in for 6. However, Hanks, they made me a little nervous at the beginning. It's like, they came to play a little bit. Game tied at 7. But then after that, it was all gas, no brakes from Paladero. Deuce Reese. It's Kyron Brown. Kyron Brown. Beep, beep. He gone. 14-7 PD. How about this one, Deuce Reese? I like the jump pass. It's not quite
it's
like
giving
Tim
Superman.
Tebow, but still a jump pass. Eric Mims Jr., he had a really good game as well.
Give me a little dance.
Cousin to cousin action right there as well. 56-7. PD, who you with?
Who you with?
Dumas. They make it look easy against Riverside, 83-35. Canyon, I'm one ahead here. West Plains 85-0. Randall 49-0. Dumas 83-35, and Canyon 66-13. A lot to a little for Canyon ISD plus Dumas against El Paso.
80-point games. Goodness.
I know it.
Now let's check out how Perryton fared against Madrid. In the by-district game here, today. Lincoln Madrid gets it, but he's brought down for the first down. Madrid takes the snap here, and they're able to find the end zone, weaving in and out of traffic. This time, Madrid runs the misdirection shuffle pass to Dylan Payton, who runs it down the sideline, finds room, gets the easy touchdown, and unfortunately, Perryton's season ends tonight as Greenwood goes on to beat them 49-20.
All right, let's go to 3A action now. Dalhart facing off with Kermit. Dalhart's Hunter Trussler, we know that name, but you'll know this name. Talon Garcia reaches over the defender, makes a great catch for the touchdown, 7-0 Golden Wolves. Kermit passing the ball down the field, but it's tipped, and Dalhart gets an interception. Yes, what a great play. Golden Wolves defense coming up big. Trussler now on the quarterback keeper, runs the ball untouched into the end zone for another Wolves touchdown. A little while later, Trussler again throws a screen to Hudson Sievert. He finds his way to the end zone. This one was all Dalhart. They win.
I tell you, I just don't like the flashing lights.
Nah,
I think it's the old man into me, but
it hurts our shot.
It does. It does. Bushland taking on Lamesa. We'll start with the Falcons at the 1-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Reese Melvin. We're tied at 14, folks. Lamesa, though, they came to play. This is a 3-2 matchup with Bushland being the 3 seed. You don't see that very often. Changes directions, bounces off tacklers, does Melvin.
Shifty.
And sets up Bushland in Lamesa territory. 47-yard return later in the drive. Zeke pulls. Bushland wins 40-21. Finishing out 3A Division I, River Road facing Denver City. Denver City walks away with this one 49-0.
Happy State Bank Stadium was rocking last night, hosting Canadian versus Muleshoe. Two teams play November football, looking to play December football, and Canadians certainly made that known early. Up 16-0, Weston Mitchell hits a wide open Junior Cervantes like they've done it a million times. Next Canadian drive, Mitchell dumps it off to Slayton Dickinson, and watch this, guys. Hurdles right over the defender. You can tell he's warming up for track season, even though we're months away from that. He takes it all the way to the house, 65 yards. Canadian up 30-0 their next drive. Now, if you guys can tell me where the ball went on this handoff, that would be great. I still don't know. Great long first down for the Wildcats.
Statue of Liberty play there.
They go on to cap the drive off. Weston Mitchell hits Isaac Signs. Canadians survive 72-14. Muleshoe is headed to basketball season.
I'd say they did more than survive. Childress taking on Littlefield.
Like you said, Corin, at Happy State Bank Stadium, here's Childress. First quarter, no score until Lucian Davis takes a 3rd and 7 draw, breaks the tackle, and he's gone. 39 yards to the house, 7-0 Bobcats. Littlefield, though, going to respond. Sammy Signs throws deep to Jaden Barrio, makes the grab, and he races to the end zone for the score. It is now 7-7. Cohen Galligan on the play action bootleg to Creedon Bell. Watch this. Nobody's even near this guy. Nobody wants to tackle him. He's easily across. 14-7. Childress back in front. Second quarter, Wildcats not going away. Signs calls his own number on the keeper, and Littlefield ties it at 14-14. But Childress takes over midway through the second. Davis showing the speed. Plenty of room down the sideline. 67 yards, part of 21 unanswered points. Childress beats Littlefield 84. Another 80.
Those Davises, they got some speed to them.
34.
They sure do.
Finishing out Class 3A Division II, Idalou and Dimmitt going head-to-head. Yesterday, Idalou with the win, 49-7. Slayton wins over Friona, 34-21.
Yeah, and we're already looking forward to second-round action for our 5A through 3A squads, but we have a lot to check in with in 2A.
Oh, my goodness, yes, we do. 2A was so stacked with matchups tonight, we had to give them their own section.
Ooh, that includes 2 impressive squads we've obviously been paying attention to all season long. Panhandle and West Texas High. I know exactly what you guys are thinking. You want to see highlights and scores, but you're going to have to stick around after the break because it's all coming up next on The Locker Room.
From Fox 14 News, The Locker Room continues.
Welcome back to the locker room. Two ways, kind of our bread and butter. We get a lot of blue bloods there.
Oh, absolutely. Like I just said, they get their own section tonight. A lot of our 2A squads, you could say, were favored to advance to the second round.
Yeah, West Texas High turned heads this season. They won their district, and now they have a chance to win a by-district championship. Max, you were at that game. How we looking?
Yeah, it was looking good. I sure did. They were in Hereford tonight facing Abernathy. Let's start in the first quarter. High school fantasy football MVP Cade Winters rolling out right. He makes a nice pass to Cooper Hernandez. That is a big gain and a first down. Yes, first pick, and he sure showed out like it. That eventually sets this up. Kelby Sherwood takes the carry up the middle. That is a Comanche touchdown. Their first of the game, 7-7. Second quarter, Abernathy responds after a long drive. Keeper here, they score 14-7 Antelopes. Now next drive for WT High, Winters throws a screen to Colin Bryant. He finds room for a first down and a big gain. The Comanches now inside the red zone. Winters caps off the drive here. Watch him go, finds a lane. Keeper for the touchdown, 14-13 Abernathy at halftime. A slow first half for WT High, but no problem in the second half as they win 43-14 and advance.
Panhandle taking on the bold gold post. Randon Curtis takes the handoff. He finds a hole, uses speed to break away, and he scores the first touchdown for the Antelopes. Lopes into the end zone. Broxton Robinson fakes the handoff. He's going to find Landon Andrews up the seam. That's going to put the Panthers up 7-6. Landon Garcia returns the favor. Sean Ramos. Front corner of the end zone. Nice catch. Answer back to Robinson. Finds Landon Crow on the screen. He's got a lot of room and blockers out in front of him. They retake the lead 13-12. They get the win 35-18.
And now we have at Happy State Bank Stadium once again earlier this afternoon, New Deal versus Spearman. A big deal for these two teams. Opening drive for Spearman. The toss goes to Hudson Swan. Check out that stare down all the way into the end zone. He's in for 6 on the next Spearman drive. Jalen Vasquez, he's tiny and he's mighty. He's brought down though there. The Lynx are forced to punt. Ensuing drive for New Deal. The Lions run a double reverse, which winds up the handoff for Jackson Atterbury. He finds the end zone. Not to worry though, it was Spearman the rest of the way. They go on to win it 42-21 to finish out with Class 2A here. We've got Division 1 here. We've got New Home, who defeated Highland Park 57-18, ending the Hornets season. And then finally we've got Stratford, who destroys Morton 78-14.
Courtney, you take these. You were at Groover Lockney?
I sure was last night. Coach Hab in his element right here. And the Greyhounds certainly were as well. First offensive drive for the Greyhounds. Briggs Satterfield to Mason Langford. Number 2 runs it in for 6. How about that? Next drive, Brock Butler. An over-the-shoulder pick, might I add. It's really good when the offense scores, but it's even better when the defense can make plays like this. He's brought down here. Groover is called back after this play, but don't worry, he doesn't hold them back. Emmanuel Valverde makes the most of the handoff. I'd argue that this is the best seat in the house. He's coming right at us.
Hey.
How about that? He finds the end zone. Groover finds 14 there. They also find a win, 67-7. And Mason Langford with the point right there. Yeah, he knew they were going to win.
Let's check in with Farwell. They're up against Sudan. Quarterback Colson Allen looks for an open man, spots Hudson Agee open down the field. He makes the catch, and Farwell's on the board. Now Caleb Grotkin dropping back for Sudan. He finds a defender in his face, but is able to escape, sprints to the end zone. They get a touchdown. Now Allen running the QB keeper. Finds open space. Darts down the sideline, gets a little bit of a help block here, eventually falls into the end zone for another Farwell touchdown. Grotkin runs through the pile here for Sudan. They score again, but Farwell is the one that takes care of business. They win 56-42.
Okay, I guess I'm calling all of the highlights that happened at Happy State Bank Stadium. Let's be honest. Bovina Health Center. Whew! is this a good one? First quarter, Fernando Lopez down the sideline. Sorry, I thought he was about to hit me, so I moved the camera, but he definitely finds the end zone here. They also punch in the 2-point conversion and go up 8-6. Little while later, a team effort here to get into the end zone. The tush push 2.0. I don't know.
Definitely.
But it does the trick. Hill Center trying to find a rhythm here. Carter Gonzalez drops back, but Angel Lara has other plans. Pick 6. And Bovina is making good work here in the first half. Benny Ruiz, though, does make up for some of the slack there. A big sack that gives Hill Center some life in the second quarter. It doesn't do much, though. Bovina, arguably the biggest upset of the year, maybe? 36-24. They go on to win this one.
And finishing out some scores, Wheeler defeats Electra 35-8. Wellington beat Haskell. And finally, Clarendon falls to Windthorst 55-14. We'll be back after the break.
6-man action. Miami undefeated and ranked 7th. Let's see if the Warriors could keep it going. First quarter, Paducah will get on the board first. Ethan Garibaldi finds room, runs in for 6 untouched, 6-0 Dragons. But here comes the Warriors. Jack Kotara throws it up for Noah Homefield. Nobody near him as he strolls into the end zone. That gives Miami an 8-6 lead. Later in the first, Warriors start in their own territory, but Homefield flips the field in a hurry. He gets out of traffic, speeds away from the defender, and he gone. That touchdown puts them up 24-6. Not a soul inside is right. In the second quarter, Chance White getting the toss, he stops and cuts to the right, finds a lane, and he's across for another Warrior touchdown. The Warriors are moving on. They remain undefeated with a 68-34 win.
Motley County taking on Follett. Motley County gets the big win. In Division I, Booker and Earth going head-to-head. Booker comes up with a 75-58 win. Nazareth and Claude. Man, this was a shootout, 74-65. Nazareth comes out on top. We go to the great state of Oklahoma. Texoma facing off and falling 47-19 to Hilton. And receiving a bye week is, after receiving a bye week, Texaco in action tomorrow in the quarterfinals. Let's go to some superlatives. Let's cheer a little bit.
Cheer of the week. You just saw them in Miami. It's the Miami cheer team cheering their team on to still an undefeated season and a bi-district playoff win, 68-34 in that one.
Now it's time to look at our play of the week. Drum roll, please. You've seen it before, but we're going to show you again. Hunter Truckman, Talon Garcia reaches over the defender, and the Wolves win it 67-7 over Kermit, and the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, if this was Monday Night Football Countdown, they would say, "You got mossed."
Yes, sir.
You did. Hey, our player of the week last week, he had a big one. Austin Sluter of Amarillo High. Unfortunately, the season comes to an end, but you can check out his full story over on myhighplains.com. Scores and highlights are in the books, but we aren't finished yet.
Absolutely not. When we come back, we'll be joined by Kale Steed of Press Pass Sports to tell us what we learned tonight.
All right, welcome back, everybody, into what? Well, let me start that over. Welcome back, everybody, for a playoff edition. Clint Brakebill, Kale Steed of Press Pass Sports for what we learned tonight. We don't have much time tonight, so let's jump right into it. Amarillo High, what a game that was.
Drama, baby. Better than 90210 back in the day. Boy, how heartbreaking was that?
It was, after everything they got through to get there, but at least at the end of the day, they decided their own fate. And El Dorado was the better team tonight. They put up 77 points. Amarillo High's defense should have played better.
Yeah, you got to give it to the offense. They scored 76.
Yeah, they did. The Amarillo High defense just did not do their job tonight. Tascosa did their job.
They did.
Paladuro did their job. They're both on to the second round, and PD's got a fun one coming up.
They do.
I didn't see if Anna won.
They
but
did.
I'm
Anna won.
they did,
Anna won 35-25. So Seth Parr, man, the former Caprock coach, Plainview grad, is going to be playing PD.
I would assume in Wichita Falls next week.
I haven't seen it yet, but I would assume. But you know what happens when you assume.
Yes.
In Tascosa, your prize, Alito. Congratulations.
4A Division I, they outscored the El Paso schools that they played. I believe 283-48 is what we came up with. 283-80. That's Dumas, Randall, West Plains, and Canyon. 4-0. None of these games were close.
No, they weren't. And we didn't expect them to be dominant.
Yeah, how about that 2A district?
Yeah.
Panhandle Spearman West Texas High and Bovina, 4-0 for that district.
Yeah, that was 3-1. Bovina D2, remember? D2,
Oh,
Bovina.
yes.
But
Yeah,
it's good though. Hey, West Texas High.
What did I miss in that district that fell?
Oh, Highland Park.
Highland Park.
Highland Park
Okay,
fell.
yeah.
But hey, West Texas High, 11-0. Panhandle looks strong like we thought they would. They're a contender. And then let's talk about Spearman, man. Physically whipped, New Deal. And then Bovina fighting Rick Villarreal's, man.
Yes, you nailed it. Our Chief Photog,
Yeah,
from Bovina.
The win of the night against Hell Center, we were all wrong. We were all wrong. And then congrats to Miami.
1 minute. Let's talk about one of our West Texas High is undefeated.
Miami's undefeated.
Miami is undefeated.
Yeah, looking good. And then Naz got a big win against Claude in a great first-round matchup tonight.
Battle on the gridiron. Injuries come with this sport, but we always hate seeing it.
Yeah, we love you, Creed Newkirk from Wheeler. He got hurt last night pretty bad in a leg injury against Electra, so we're pulling for you. We're thinking about you. If you're a Texas Panhandle football fan, you would love Creed Newkirk. He's a great one.
Absolutely. We move on to the area round, or whatever you want to call it.
It is the area round. It is the area round.
Regional quarterfinal.
If it's six-man, it's regional semis, but it's the area round for everybody else.
Okay. Area round coming up. Kel Steed, Clint Breakbill. That's what we learned tonight.